Hello and welcome to episode 734 of the Flight Sim Historian. For this episode, we're going to be taking a quick look at the North American F-107. The F-107 was an American prototype supersonic fighter bomber developed from the earlier North American F-100 Super Sabre. It was first flown on the 10th of September of 1956. 3 were built, 2 of which have survived. The type never received an official name, although it had nicknames like Ultra Sabre and the slightly less cool Man-Eater. It gained that nickname due to the fact that the engine intake was above and behind the cockpit. Aircraft 1 and 3 were leased to the NACA for high-speed flight research, and number 3 was damaged beyond repair in a landing accident with test pilot Albert Scott Crossfield at the controls. It was used for firefighting training, thereafter being scrapped. Number 1 can be found on display at the Pima Air and Space Museum in Arizona, and number 2 at the National Museum of the United States Air Force in Ohio. The F-107 was powered by a single Pratt & Whitney J75 turbojet engine, generating 24,500 pounds of thrust, allowing the aircraft to reach maximum speed of 1,295 miles per hour or 1,125 knots, with a range of up to 2,428 miles and a service ceiling of 53,200 feet. It was to be armed with 4 20mm M39 cannons and could also carry up to 10,000 pounds of bombs, including nuclear weapons. For the purpose of the video today, we are in P3Dv4 and we are flying this freeware F-107, which I believe came from Alphasim. So without further ado, let's get in the cockpit, and this is another one of those ones where the sound file didn't carry over properly, and so it's silent. Let's full throttle. We're 50 knots. And we are airborne. Flaps and gear are up. Can't speak to the accuracy of the vertical acceleration on this aircraft. I don't think that's accurate. But we're doing 600 and something knots. See if we can get it up to 53,200 feet. We're already at 43,000 feet. $48,000, 49,000, 50,000 feet. 51,000, 52,000. There's 53,000, and we've reached the service ceiling. Alright, let's throttle back. A little bit of an overturn there. And let's head back towards Edwards. Alright, let's slow it down and set it up for a landing where we took off from. Coming down through 400 knots. Altitude is 17,900 feet. Air brakes it back in. Okay, somewhere around us there's a turboprop. Doing about 300 knots here. Where the heck is he now? Oh, he left. Gear is 3 green. Still at 200 knots. Imagine this airplane probably had a pretty high landing speed. Doing about 150 knots. Well, folks, that concludes episode number 734 of the Flight Sim Historian, featuring the North American F-107.